Hello, and what is up, everybody? How are we doing? Welcome in. It's getting close to Christmas. It's Monday. We're creeping towards the weekend. Where St. Nick's gonna be knocking on our doors. How's everybody doing tonight? Alright, it's Monday. We don't like Mondays here at GT45 Gaming. Mondays are always rough days. But Flat Out Racing North America makes it a little bit better with this beautiful pro division here Monday nights for us to broadcast and bring to you guys, the viewers. So, welcome in. Again, pro division is going to be broadcast here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on the graphic in front of you, that was ran at 9 p.m. Eastern Time last evening. And 13 drivers on the grid here today. Hey, what's up, Gory? Santa! Facts. We're just going to take a quick minute to check everything over. We've been having a couple of little minor issues with the streaming software here as of late. Nigerian Security coming in with the thumbs up as well. And Scott Arthur coming in with that thumbs up as well. How you doing, everybody? How are we all doing? Alright. Let's go Team THG. Hey, look at these guys are just coming in. They mean business right away. We haven't even talked yet. These guys are like, let's go. We love that. We love to see the fans coming in excited. I've lost my train of thought here for a second. Just hold on. Let me get it back in one moment. I just got off work not like more than 45 minutes ago, so I haven't quite gotten into commentator brain yet. But Flat Out Racing North America Pro Division, sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team. Of course, all the graphics we see, ladies and gentlemen, are powered by Hypre. And I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. So, we don't have a pro list up on the screen for you guys and gals tonight because it's just out of date. So, I'm just going to run down who's on track for everybody here tonight. And then I have to go get the lobby standings, actually, from the Zipro division. So while we're talking about who's on track, I will go get the lobby standings from the pro division. Now, this is a little bit confusing, chat, because the pro division had a race essentially not count or not be ran, kind of, so to speak. So what's going to happen is at the end of the season they're going to rerun round 4 at Spain. So the pro division's around behind the rest of the series here right now, and that was due to some pretty crazy lobby stuff in that particular race for that division. So pro is a little bit behind the rest of the divisions here. Let's go Pickles. Hey, what's up, GT7 Joel? Shameless self-promotion. Yeah, my brain is just not quite there yet, chat. Hopefully it comes into me quickly here. 13 drivers on track. Let's tell you who the drivers are on track. We have Jay Stewart. Of course, he's been here all season long. He did miss round 5, technically, last week at Interlagos. So some of the drivers are able to gain some points on that driver there, of course, after last week's race. Slash 89, who's a new entry here, so this is a debut race. He finished sitting here in second place as well today after qualifying, so I know you guys can't see yet. Serturo here is on the grid as well. We have Silva on the grid. We have Apex Racing's Badass and Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak both on the grids here tonight as well. We have KCR's Neater on the grid. We have THG's Corey GT35, THG's Method, and THG Pork in the grid as well today. We do have Ricardo Pickles. We have Apex Racing's Bar 27, newest member to the Apex Racing team here, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to Bar 27, and our Argos 45 rounding out the field here today. So 13 drivers on track out of the potential 16 drivers that we can have here in the Pro Division. Hey, Nolander, wishing you all the best on track and in life. Let's go. Facts. Well said there by Nolander. So yeah, interesting style here. Strategy talk. Now, during the amateur race on Saturday evening when we were live with the amateur division, we did see one stop come out dominant over the two-stop strategy. So leading into last night's race for our elite division and the rest of our higher divisions here with the pro and the pro-am guys, it's hard to say what we're going to see for strategy here. The tire and fuel's a little bit higher, so I'm not sure if the one-stop strategy is really the better strategy here this week. We did see a couple of drivers attempted in the elite division on Sunday, but we did see the two-stop strategy prove to be dominant as far as positioning on the racetrack goes in the elite division. So what can we expect to see in the pro division? It's hard to say. We do know that Jag is pretty hard on fuel. We do know that that GR3 Jaguar is also fairly hard on tires, and we're racing on a tiny little technical racetrack called Brands Hatch, ladies and gentlemen. So I think the two-stop strategy is probably, again, going to be the dominant strategy here throughout the rest of the divisions this week. Hard to say what we're going to see here. We may see some guys attempt a one-stop strategy here tonight as well, like we did in the elite division. But mixed bag of strategies here this week from the drivers, that's for sure. We've been seeing a lot of predominant one-stop strategies throughout the series, but this 35-lapper here at Brands Hatch this week for round 6 has really kind of thrown a twist in the wrench of the driver's routine and what they're used to practicing for here for a week of racing, of course, of flat-out racing. So we're going to flip you over to the other screen. You can see the boys are on grid here. And again, Jay Stewart on pole position here tonight, so bonus point for Jay Stewart. Again, always nice starting a race when you already know you got a point in hand. We have Slash 89 sitting in second. Again, this driver just debuting his league debut here at Flat Out Racing North America in the Pro Division. He just qualified a couple days prior to the race. Sir Churro here, of course, in third place, having a great qualifying. Jay Silva, who we've seen with a great debut last week, coming in fourth place. We have Apex Racing's Badass here in fifth place, coming off a hot win over at Interlagos there last weekend. Got KCR Nieder here in sixth, and he wasn't in the race last week either. THG's Corey GT35 here in seventh place. We have Method, again, THG driver, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in eighth with Ricardo Pickles in ninth. THG Pork qualifying in 10th. Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak qualifying 11th. Bar 27 from Apex Racing qualifying at 12th, and RR Ghost 45 qualifying out at the back of the field. So that is our field of racers, ladies and gentlemen. So really, without any further ado, because this is about a 50-minute race, we're going to kick this thing off here right away, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3 times tire wear, it is 4 times fuel consumption. The drivers are required to use the racing medium and racing soft tires here. No mandatory pit window for these drivers, so they can choose to stop whenever they want, as much as they want, take as many tires as they want, as long as they use one of each compound for at least a full lap. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, kick them tires, light them fires. Let's get racing. Stefan Nielsen, glad to have you in the league, my guy. Hey, facts. All right, guys, Chris Reed's coming in with that thumbs up as well. But let's start this race. So we got 1 red, 2 red, 3 reds, 4 reds, 5 reds. Do we have stream audio? Yes, we do now. And we're green, folks, so here we are. We're going to stick with the leader here for the time being. And these pro drivers are off. And look at these Jaguars barreling down into Paddock Hill Bend here. LJ is going to come into turn 1 in the lead. He's going to have Sir Churro there right behind the second place. We have a driver going off at the end of Paddock Hill Bend there. We have Silva here in third. We've got Apex Racing's Badass in fourth. We've got Method here in fifth with Slash 89 in sixth. We got Corey GT35 right there. Ooh, a little bit of contact between him and Slash there in 6th and 7th place. THG Pork here in 7th, and he's got Ricardo Pickles on his tail here in 9th place, followed by Apex Racing's Bar 27. Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak here in 11th place. RR Goes 45 and 12th. And it was Nieder we seen off the track there at Paddock Hill Bend, our 6th place qualifying driver, all the way back to the back of the pack here. Very early on in the race there. We didn't see what happened there. We just seen the car go very, very wide there. Method coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, everybody. Hope we're doing fantastic this evening. Lap 1 of 35 here. Jay Stewart is in the lead. He has some pressure here from Sir Churro. And, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that think that teleportation is not real, we just seen our leader teleport into third place from first place here. So, Jay Stewart now, well, teleporting the wrong way. He got it wrong there. Instead of going forward, he went backwards. So, dropping a couple of positions there. And again, some of the game issues still factoring in here so far after that most recent update here on Gran Turismo 7. Still trying to work that one out here. Method here in 5th place, of course, THG driver as well, ladies and gentlemen. Corey, his teammate there right beside, he has Slash 89 coming up on the outside into Paddock Hill Bend here. Slash going to be able to get a run on him here as he comes out. He's Slash going really wide there, but he is side by side with Method, and Corey taking a look here now as well. So Corey's actually just going to hold Slash off. So Slash is going to drop down to P7 here, and now Pork is going to take a look up the inside. Slash defends that off. Pork sits in behind, and we got all kinds of stuff happening here in this track so far. We got Ricardo Pickles here in 9th. We've got Barr again in 10th. We've got Tattooed here in 11th. Ghost 45 in 12th, and Nieder here in 13th place as well. So Nieder caught right back up to the pack here, and looking to make a move here on Ghost, and going off the track to get around him there. A little bit of contact on that driver around there either, so a little anxious there, losing that time in the turn 1 there, and getting a little bold going off track there to try and get around the driver there. So Ghost dropping down to 13th here. We got Serturo here in 1st place. We got Jay Stewart there back up at the 2nd, so he's gotten around Silva. Silva down back into P3 here after Jay Stewart found his way back around. We have Apex Racing's Badass here in 4th place as well. We got Method here in 5th. We've got Corey GT35 here in 6th place. We've got Slash here in 7th with Pork in 8th. We've got Ricardo here in 9th. We've got Bar 27 in 10th. We've got Tattooed Freak here right tucked up underneath his teammate's wing here in 11th place. And Nieder now on the backside of Tattooed Freak here. So Nieder trying to make up for some lost time here as he come into Paddock Hill Bend. Looks like a little bit of contact there with Tattooed Freak coming into entry there. So he's just backing off, tucking back in behind. Ghost just coming in behind down Paddock Hill Bend here as well. So Nieder's going to take a look. Tattoo's going to cover it off, and Nieder bumping him again. So showing some impatience here right now. Is our 12th place driver, as he must be a little frustrated after whatever happened there in turn 1 going down Paddock Hill Bend, and forcing the issue here around the pack right now, moving up into 11th place. Bar 27 here in 10th place now, and he's going to have Nieder chasing him down next. We have Pickles up in 9th. We got him and Pork having a little battle here right now. There's so much happening here all over the racetrack. Pork is going to tuck in front of Ricardo Pickles here for the time being, so 8th place secured for now, but Pickles going to take a look up the inside here. Is he going to try and get the job done here as we're coming through, what is this, Westfield? I think that's Westfield, that one. And he does get the job done, so he moves up into 8th place. Pork going to drop down into 9th. Bar 27 still sitting here in 10th place, and he has Nieder's right up underneath his spoiler here now as well, and you can see Nieder flashing the headlights there, just thinking that Bar is going to get out of his way or something here. This is a race for position, so I'm not exactly sure what the flashing of the headlights is all about there, but Bar 27 coming around here. He's going to take a defensive line there, and if Nieder wants to get around, he's going to have to work his way around the outside, coming through Clearways and Clark's Curve here, and still going defensive with Bar. Now Ricardo Pickles is up in front here as well, so we're getting a little cluster of cars all packed up here. We got a 4-way battle here as Nieder's kind of right making it 3 wide here. He manages to get through there in the middle and grab 2 spots there, so Nieder up into 9th place, Bar down into 10th here. Ricardo Pickles, the big loser there, as he goes all the way down to P11, and he's side by side right now with Tattooed Freak as they come into corner 3 here. Sorry, Bar 27, not Tattooed. And he's going to get ahead of Bar 27, so Bar 27 slotting back in behind Pickles here in 11th place. Tattooed Freak settled still right there in 12th, and Ghost 45 just in behind here in 13th. So Serturo is leading the race. He is a second race leader here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we did see some magic there by our first place driver Jay Stewart at the beginning of the race, and deciding he wanted to make things a little more interesting and put himself in the 3rd place there. So Serturo now in the lead of the race here. Jay Stewart is chasing. There's about a 3-second gap there currently between Jay Stewart and Serturo. Ooh, and Serturo's getting it wrong there. So just as I say that, Serturo getting a little wide coming out of the corner there, and he got that car sideways, and Jay Stewart is just going to drive right around back into the lead of the race here. So second lead change of the night, and second time for Jay Stewart leading the race here tonight. So a little bit of excitement happening here very early on in this pro division. We have Jay Silva's now moved up into 2nd place for that mistake from Serturo. That puts THG's Corey GT35 up into 3rd place, and looking for 2nd place as he goes up the inside of Druids on Jay Silva there. He's going to pull right in front, and nice little tidy move there by Corey GT35 on Jay Silva to pick up P2 on that driver there. So Silva back down into 3rd place. You can see Apex Racing's Badass and Method both right here, nose to tail in 4th and 5th place here as well as we're coming around Search Seas. So these guys still fairly close together here for the most part as we're coming up through the field here. So Nieder's gotten his way back up into 6th place now. He's made his way around Slass and Pork. So he's back into his starting position on the grid here. We have Pork in 7th place. We have Slass 89 here in 8th. We've got Ricardo Pickles here in 9th place. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 in 10th. Ghost 45 has now moved up into 11th. So Sir Churro dropping all the way down to the back of the pack with that spin there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, he was the leader of the race and he had the whole field basically coming in behind him. So he had to wait until it was safe to get that car turned back around and get on track. So going all the way down to 12th place there was Sir Churro. And Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak here in 13th as well. And so a couple of rough starts here for a couple of our drivers, but everybody on the forward direction here around Brands Hatch. So coming down Paddock Hill Bend here is our race leader, Jay Stewart, right now from Rockefeller Racing. And the beautiful pink Jaguar they've got rocking and rolling here around the racetrack this year. THG Corey here, and they got beautiful blue, white, and red scheme here we've been seeing from the THG guys through all our divisions here at Flat Out Racing North America. And he's doing a great job there in 2nd place. Jay Silva here with Team Hypre. Rocking that Hypre livery there on the track in 3rd place here currently. We've got Apex Racing's Badass, of course, Team Apex Racing, ladies and gentlemen. Method Jr. here from Team THG as well. So you can see it's very heavy THG Apex Racing filled lobby here for the most part, ladies and gentlemen. I think Apex Racing has 4 drivers in this division. THG has 3. KCR representing himself here as well in 6th place. I think he's the only KCR driver. Pork here, the 3rd THG driver in the Pro Division. Slash 89 coming in as an independent driver here, of course. You can see that GVG squad decal right on the side of the car there. Ricardo Pickles here in 9th place. You can see he's there with that Flying Fox Racing on the side of the car. We got Bar 27 here, another Apex Racing member. That making the 4th one here overall in the field. We have Rockefeller Racing's Ghost 45. So a couple of Rockefeller racers here on track today too as well. Sir Churro here, I believe he's an independent driver. And then of course Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak here rounding out the field. So yeah, this is a pretty heavy North American stacked lobby, so to speak, everybody. Go Corey, go Method and Pork. Yes, Corey, push B2, woot woot. Hey, what is up, everybody? Just came in the house. Jay Stewart here, just coming around Druids there. Oh, not Druids? No, not Druids. Yeah, Druids coming into turn 3. There is no corner name for turn 3, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. I know, right? Now the guys are coming in through Cersei's here, and he's only got about a 2.5, maybe 3-second lead on THG's Corey GT35 here right now, currently sitting in 2nd place. And then he has a, I don't know, a small little gap, maybe 2 seconds to Jay Silva, maybe a little bit less here. 2 seconds looks about right, but Jay Silva has Apex Racing's Badass now right on his rear bumper here. So we've seen these two battling a little bit there in Interlagos as well early on in the race last week. So these two hook back up together again here, and we'll have to see what happens between Badass and Silva here. Let's see if Badass can find his way around, or if he's just going to sit in behind Jay Silva here and just kind of, yeah, just follow the pace, follow the line, use the slipstream. Ooh, we have a driver off there, so Nieder in 5th place. Pork there going around in now 5th place, so Slash is going to move up into 6th place there. We have Method in 7th, and Nieder there, we can see stopping on the end of the track there, so it must have made some contact there with Method and giving him the position back. So going to go around him here on the outside as he comes through Clark's curve. Now, of course, Method with dirty tires after getting after going off the track there, so he's going to take him a couple corners to get that optimal grip back underneath him there in that race car. We have Pickles here in 8th place as well. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 now up into 9th. We've got Ghost 45 here in 10th, and we've got Sir Churro just making a move on him there on the outside in Paddock Hill Bend. And ooh, Ghost getting it wrong there. He's going to go do a little sandcastle building, and he's going to lose that position to Sir Churro very easily there. Apex Racing's Badass here in 12th place just made a pit stop there, so he's out on some fresh tires and some gasoline in that race car. And his teammate, of course, Tattooed Freak here, much of the same thing, just most recently making a pit stop there. So we're going to head back up to our race leaders on lap 8 here, ladies and gentlemen. And Jay Stewart is looking pretty good there in front, but he does have Corey GT35 right there still in the rearview mirror. He's not taking up the whole rearview mirror, but he can definitely see him back there. He knows he's back there. So Corey doing a great job at not allowing Jay Stewart to really get any further ahead here. He's just keeping that gap where the gap is. He's trying to close in a little bit. We got Jay Silva here in 3rd, and he's losing some time now on the 1st and 2nd place drivers, and I believe We have Jay Stewart coming into pit lane here, so THG's Corey is now going to take the race lead here. It's going to be the third race lead change, and he's going to be our third race leader of the night as well. So Jay Silva's going to stay out, coming around here. He's in second place. We got THG's Pork now moving up in a podium here in third place. Nieder coming around here in fourth. We've got Slash 89 just in behind. In fifth place, we've got Method here still as well in sixth, and he's starting to close in on Slash a little bit. We've got Ricardo Pickles here now in behind this group as well, and he's trying to close in on Method. Apex Racing's Bar 27 and Sir Churro here are nose to tail as well, coming around here in 8th and 9th place. Ooh, Bar getting a little wonky kick off that curb there as Sir Churro's closing in. As Sir Churro's done a really great job of closing in on Bar 27 here. He is going to go take a look up the inside coming into third season. Bar's just going to back out, let him have it there a little bit. He's going to look for a cutback. Can he get the power down to get that move back on Sir Churro? No, he's got to tuck in behind Sir Churro, so Sir Churro getting it done coming into third season. Bar 27 tried to go in for a little bit of a late break and a really good exit, and he just couldn't quite get the cutback response on Sir Churro to get that position back from him. So P9 is Bar 27. We got Jay Stewart here now after his pit stop coming out just in front of his teammate Ghost 45 here in 10th place. Ghost 45 here in 11th, taking a lot of curb there. That may be a penalty there, actually, ladies and gentlemen, as he took so much of that curb there. And there it is, track limit penalty for Ghost 45 there. So not ideal for that driver, as he has Apex Racing's Badass chasing him down here as well. And Tattooed Freak's a little bit behind the pack here, so must have had somewhat of an issue at some point here in the race. But not too far out. He's just off the back of Badass there by about 4 or 5 seconds. So Corey GT35 here now coming around as we're coming into turn 3 here on lap 10 of 35, ladies and gentlemen. And Carlos Raylander coming in. Alicia Star coming in. Alexa Star coming in. I'm not sure which way to pronounce that. We hope we got that right. We're just going to go check out, make sure everything's good. We got Nolander coming in with that share as well, and the funnies. Haha, we love the funnies. Chris coming in with the double share as well, so much love, everybody. We are not getting all our alerts. I kind of figured we weren't. So I do apologize if I missed an alert or a comment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not receiving them from Facebook to my streaming software, so I do apologize. We're not ignoring you. We love you. We love having you here and supporting Flat Out Racing North America, of course, sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen. But Corey GT35 is still leading this race here. Jay Silva in behind chasing in second place. We've got THG's Pork here in third, and he's very close to Silva there. We got KCR Nieder, who's done a pretty good job at making up a lot of time on the racetrack here. Slash 89 in fifth place with Method in sixth. We have Ricardo Pickles here in 7th place and Sir Churro in 8th. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 here in 9th place with Jay Stewart chasing him down here in 10th. So he has closed up on Apex Racing's Bar 27. And again, different strategies from some of these drivers. We've already seen some of these drivers take an early pit stop. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Bar may not have known he was in there as he went to go take that line around the corner and realized, hey, there is a pink Jaguar beside me. Whoops. So Jay Stewart's going to get the job done there. A little bit of a bump there from Bar 27, but it didn't seem to affect the two drivers too much there, and they are back on the track on their way. Ghost 45 here in 10th place, and now he's got Apex Racing's Badass up on his tail here. He's going to look up the inside coming into Druids, and oof. Ghost 45 maybe not aware that Apex Racing's Badass is there making contact with him as well. So side by side, here's it coming to turn 3, and it looks like Ghost just backed out a little bit there as it coming into turn 3, and he is going to tuck back in behind Apex Racing's Badass here into 11th place. Ricardo Pickles here in 12th. He has made a pit stop, ladies and gentlemen, and of course Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak here rounding out our field today. So back to our race leader, and it is THG Corey GT35, and he is starting to open up a gap here. I'm going to say that Pork now, who is our second place driver, is easily 5 to 8 seconds behind, so we're going to move through the field here. So teammate Pork currently sitting in second place. Nieder now up back into podium position here after that turn 1 incident. We have Silva here in 4th place as well, coming around. So I'm not sure what happened to Silva here. He must have made a mistake. He's got passed by a couple of guys there. Slash 89 here in 5th place, so starting second on the grid, now starting to find his way back up to where his starting position is. We have Method here in 6th place, and he's been having a solid race again this week. Sir Churro coming around here in 7th place with Jay Stewart trying to chase him down here now. So some of our drivers have stopped, some of them have not. Got Apex Racing's Badass coming around Paddock Hill Bend here in 9th place. Ghost 45 now back up into 10th place here. Ricardo Pickles in 11th. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 now coming into pit lane here as well, ladies and gentlemen. And Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak just coming around here right now. So Corey GT35 just cruising right now. He's got some free clean air. He has no immediate pressure in behind him. He's just running his laps, trying to open that gap up as much as he can before he has to make his pit stop or pit stops, depending on what the strategy is, of course, that our leader currently is underway. Hey, what is up, Michael? How you doing, my dude? So, THG sitting first and second currently here in the race, almost midway point. We're not quite midway point. I'm going to say a third of the way through the race now, I guess, at this point, ladies and gentlemen. And we see Nieder now coming into pit lane here as well, just in behind THG's Pork there. So KCR Nieder making his first stop of the race, going back up the line here. That's going to put Jay Silva back into third place, and Slash has caught up to Silva here in fourth. So Slash 89 now maybe looking for a way around Silva. He's going to go up the inside there. He's going to take it on Druid. Silva's going to look for a cutback here, but I don't think he's going to get it done. Slash got on the power. He kind of blocks off that cutback move on the exit there, and he's going to just slot in ahead of Jay Silva there. So Slash 89 moving himself up into P3. Silva going back down to fourth place here. Method up into fifth place, and he's just sitting in behind these guys, playing very patiently. Serturo coming around, he is in sixth place here, and he's looking pretty racy here tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen, as he comes around up over C's. We have Jay Stewart in seventh. He's still trying to chase Serturo down here. I don't think he's really closed up too much of that gap currently. Apex Racing's Badass here in 8th place, now trying to chase Jay Stewart down. We've got Ghost 45 here in 9th. Lots of strategy differences from these drivers here so far tonight. So we're seeing some very early stops from some of the drivers. We're seeing some stops about a third of the way through the race from some of our drivers here now. KCR Nieder being one of those drivers. Of course, we see the leader coming into pit lane here right now. We got Pickles here in 11th. He's made a stop. Bar 27 making a later stop as well. Tattooed Freak making an earlier stop. So definitely some different strategies coming out of our pro division here today. We have Pork now who's going to take the race lead. So it's our fourth lead change of the night and our fourth leader of the night as well, ladies and gentlemen. So the race lead now does belong to THG's Pork. Jay Silva is going to come around here in second place now with that pit stop from Corey. And Method is going to now move up into third place. So lots of position swapping here as we're on quite a different pit stop strategy from quite a few of the different drivers here today. Jay Stewart's now going to move up into fifth place here, still chasing Serturo up there in fourth. Apex Racing's Badass now up into fifth place as he's just coming around turn 3 there as we see. Corey GT35 here in 7th, and Ghost 45 closing in on him a little bit here. So after his pit stop, he just slots out in front of Ghost 45 there. KCR Nieder in behind in 9th here, chasing those two down again. Ricardo Pickles in 10th doing much of the same thing. So Slash has made his pit stop, first pit stop, maybe his only pit stop, it's hard to say. Here in 11th place, Tattooed Freak has moved up into 12th place now. And Apex Racing's Bar, who's just not too far behind him here, in 13th. So a couple of the Apex Racing guys here not having the best of days, but lots of racing left. And again, the varying pit strategies is really hard to say who's in the best position to win this race right now this early on in the broadcast due to the varying strategies we're seeing from the drivers. So the Pork is going to go around again one more time here. We see Serturo coming into pit lane now as well. Jay Silva is going to go around again. Method's going to go around again. Jay Stewart is now up into 4th place with that pit from Serturo. Apex Racing's Badass is going to come around Paddock Hill Bend in 5th place here to start lap 15. THG's Corey GT35 now coming around, and that's going to put him up into 6th place with that series of pit stops going in front of these drivers. Ghost 45 still chasing Corey GT35 here in 7th. We've got Nieder closing on these drivers here as well in 8th place as he's coming into Druids right now. Ricardo Pickles in 9th, Slash up into 10th. Serturo is coming out, and is he going to stay ahead of Tattooed, or is he going to come out in behind Tattooed? He is going to stay ahead of Tattooed in position here on the racetrack. Tattooed has just come around right now, and Bar 27 here in 13th. So the field's starting to close back up a little bit in some senses, and then opening up in other senses, again, due to the different pit strategies here on the track. So let's jump on board with one of our drivers here real shortly. I think we're going to be seeing Port come into pit lane here, so and I'm not wrong. Of course, I can see what you guys can't see. So Port coming into pit lane there. You can see him coming in with 3% fuel. He was on that medium tire, so Silva's going to opt to go around some more yet. Method's going to come into pit lane behind as well. So Silva's now our 5th race leader of the night here for our Pro Division tonight, and this is the 5th lead change here tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. So these pros are swapping this lead around like it's candy today. We can see Jay Stewart coming in behind here. He's now in 2nd place. Again, different strategies from all these drivers right now in the field. We have Apex Racing's Badass here in 3rd place. Ghost 45 moving up into 4th now with these pit stops up ahead. Corey GT35 is in 5th, so I'm not sure what happened there, but Ghost 45 has found his way around GT35. Must have made a mistake somewhere on the racetrack. They're swapping the positions around. KCR Nieder's starting to catch up to Corey GT35 here in 6th place as well. Pork right behind Nieder in 7th. We see Pickles just coming around Druids there in 8th place, with Method not too far behind after his pit stop here in 9th. Serturo just coming into Druids right now in 10th place. Slash 89 just coming down Paddock Hill Bend there right now with Tattooed Freak very close in tow. And Bar 27, ooh, almost getting it wrong there a little bit. Starting to fall a little bit off the pace of these guys here. So Silva now coming up here, and I think that's Bar 27 he has up in front of him here. But again, Jay Silva still does owe a pit stop, where Bar 27 has already made a pit stop. So there's about a 30 to 45 second time difference between these two drivers just due to pit stop being owed here yet. So we are going to see some of these drivers up front start thinking about pitting here very soon. Obviously, these guys trying to stretch these stints out as long as they can go. So we are potentially seeing some one-stops from a couple of our drivers on the track here. We have Jay Stewart in 2nd with Apex Racing's Badass here in 3rd. Again, Ghost 45 chasing him here in 4th place with Corey GT35 just close behind here in 5th as they're coming into Paddock Hill Bend. KCR Nieder is right there too as well, closing in on these two drivers. Corey GT35 though looks like he's really closed up on Ghost 45 a little bit here. And let's see if we can get the job done as they're coming out of the Druids here, going into turn 3. And Ghost 45 just holding on the apex there. He's not going to make it easy for these guys to get around, I'm sure. So coming into Xerxes here. And ooh, getting a little bit wide there is Ghost. Yes, he does go a little bit wide there. He didn't get the ideal line around Xerxes there, but he's still managing to hold off that 4th place position here from Corey GT35. But now Corey has to deal with Nieder as well behind. So Corey's kind of in a tough spot. You know, we talk about this a lot when we have 3 or 4 way battles for position, and usually the guys in the middle are the guys that are in the worst position because they're trying to play offense, but they're also trying to play defense from the driver in behind as well. So he's doing a really great job here, stuck in the middle of these two drivers right now. Now, keeping in mind, Corey's made a pit stop. Ghost 45 has not made a pit stop yet, ladies and gentlemen. And much of the same for Nieder as well. So Ghost 45 just giving a little nudge, just enough room there, a little push there from Corey. So Nieder's going to try and take advantage of that. He's going to go on the outside here. Corey GT35 coming into clearways, and then Clark's Curve coming around right now. So you can see these guys having a great 3-way battle here right now. Corey's trying to find room in the middle of those two, but those two drivers are like, we're just going to close that door on you. Sorry, my friend. And Ghost 45 does have the inside coming into Paddock Hill Bend, so Nieder's just going to have to sit in behind there. Ooh, almost a little bit of contact there. Almost a little bit of contact there. Ghost 45 is going to go a little bit deep into Druids there, and that should give Nieder the way around. So they're going to go side by side coming into turn 3 here. And Ghost just getting on the brakes a little bit early. He's going to tuck in behind Nieder here. He's just trying to avoid contact, it looks like there. But now Corey's going to pull up in him. He's going to go inside coming into Xerxes here. And here we go again. So 3-way this battle is a great battle right now on the track here at the mid-pack. And now we see Port getting involved in this battle here as well. So Ghost 45 losing a couple of positions there, and now he's got Pork up on his tail here as well. Again, all 3 of these drivers have fresher compounded tires on this driver here in the pink Jaguar up in front. So slowing these guys down a little bit, wearing those tires out a little bit on these guys. And ooh, Ghost going a little bit wide there. Pork was thinking about going up the inside there, but he's just opting to stay patient here right now. And he's going to put his nose up on the inside here. And Ghost 45, ooh, getting it all wrong there. So a little bit of contact going into the corner and some impatience being shown by some of these drivers. And he is going to get the position around there, so Ghost 45 going to slot in 7th place there, did everything he can to try and stay ahead of those drivers on the fresh tires, but to no avail. Eventually they are going to get around that driver, so Method's now coming here in behind in 8th place. We've got Ricardo Pickles here in 9th. We've got Serturo coming here in 10th, and he has Slash 89 in 11th behind him there, so I think Serturo is coming up to a car going a lap down, ladies and gentlemen, is what that looks like. It's one of the Apex Racing team members there. Slash here in 11th place. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 right there in 12th, and you can see the leaders have just gotten past him as well. And Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak here, so it's Tattooed Freak we see in front of Serturo there currently, so we better go see what's going on up front here. Jay Stewart has gotten back around Jay Silva. And Jay Silva has yet to pit too, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the 6th lead change of the race and the 3rd time now that Jay Stewart has led the race here tonight. Of course, he did start on pole position, so had a really great qualifying, this driver did. So he's coming around into clearways here right now, and then we're going to come around Clark's Curve here to come across that start-finish line for the start of lap 20, ladies and gentlemen. So been pretty good racing here so far by the Pro Division tonight. So Jay Stewart coming around here in 1st place as we come down Paddock Hill Bend, and he's trying to open up the gap on the rest of the guys chasing as much as he can here. A 2-stop strategy is looking like from Jay Stewart. We're on a 1-stop strategy here, it appears to be from Jay Silva as he comes around on lap 20. We have Apex Racing's Badass here in 3rd place, potentially on a 2-stop strategy as well, with KCR Nieder here in 4th place on a 2-stop strategy. We have Corey GT35 here now up into 5th place, and he's on a 2-stop strategy as well, so we're seeing plenty of 2-stops here tonight. We have THG Pork in 6th place, and he's on a 2-stop strategy as well, ladies and gentlemen. Method here. Hard to say what kind of strategy this driver's on. He could be doing a 1-stop strategy here or a modified 2-stop. I'm not 100% sure yet based on when that driver pit. It's hard to say. Could be Ricardo Pickles is going to be on a 2-stop strategy here as well. Serturo we've seen make a stop a little while ago there as well, so he's probably on a 2-stop strategy here. Slash is probably on a 2-stop strategy here in 10th. We've got Ghost 45 just coming out of pit lane there with a half-second track limit penalty on top of it too to boot. So in 11th place making his pit stop. He looks like he's on the 1-stop strategy here, pitting in at the end of lap 19 there. Apex Racing's Bar 27 is on a 2-stop strategy, I believe, and Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak also on a 2-stop strategy. So a couple of drivers trying a 1-stop, and the majority of the field on varying 2-stop strategies. They've all, for the most part, kind of pit on different laps. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all settles at the end of the race today. THG train, go boys, keep pushing, love it. Hey, looks like Nieder likes to push his way past people, says Tattooed Freak. I can't even pronounce it, hold on. Zina? Hello. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, that's a tough one. We got Brandon coming in with that like and that share as well. Much love, Brandon, over on Facebook. Jay Silva here in 2nd place, ladies and gentlemen. He's been having a good race here again. This is his 2nd race of the season here, flat out, and he's been looking very racy for Team Hypre here in the Pro Division. So coming in with a bang so far is Jay Silva. We got Apex Racing's Badass, and again, he did win last week there at Interlagos, so looking for a really capitalize on the momentum coming into Brands Hatch here in the United Kingdom this weekend. KCR Nieder, he is right up there in the standings, so he definitely wants to get the best position he can here after missing last week's race. Team THG, we got the THG trio here now with Corey in the lead of that group of 3 drivers, Pork in the middle, and of course Method holding up the rear of this train right now from THG. We've got Serturo in 8th place. We see Jay Silva's now going to make that pit stop, so coming in at the end of lap 20, so he went quite a ways there in that Jaguar on those medium tires. Apex Racing's Badass coming into pit lane as well. That'll be his 2nd stop of the day for Badass, so that should be his final stop as well, ladies and gentlemen. Method here in 7th, again Serturo in 8th. We've got Slash in 9th. We've got Ricardo in 10th. We've got Ghost 45 here in 11th. We've got Apex's Bar 27 in 12th, and Tattooed Freak has those guys looking at that car. So something going on here with Tattooed Freak's car right now from Apex Racing. You can see the crew's taking a look at that front end, especially here right now. So having some sort of suspension issue or something going on there. But the crew doing everything they can there to assess what's going on with that car there in 13th place. So Jay Stewart, He is coming around here on lap 22, and while you guys can see it, he has got one dead front left tire, ladies and gentlemen. That tire is cooked. So it's going to be interesting to see when he opts to come in. I bet you it's probably going to be at the end of this lap, chat. What do you guys think? I'm definitely thinking such a tough race so far. Absolutely. It does look like these guys are working these cars real hard around this tight, narrow little racetrack. So, and we are going to see LJ come into pit lane there. So Jay Stewart coming into pit lane. Our race leader, where is Nieder coming around here? Nieder should grab this position off of Jay Stewart here now as he's coming around. Depends how much fuel that Jay Stewart now needs to take in that car. This is his second stop of the race, so Nieder is going to come into pit lane. Okay, that surprised me a little bit. I thought he was going to stay out there some more. So our second place driver coming into pit lane here as well. Let's see what Pork and the rest of the crew does here. We see Corey coming into pit lane as well. So Pork is going to take the lead back for the second time today for himself. We have Method here in second place as well, and I think that was bar 27 we've seen there. Jay Stewart coming out of pit lane right now, so is he going to come out ahead of these guys? Is the big question. He does. He just beat Slass out of pit lane there. Slass here in fifth place. Jay Silva's going to come out here. He is in sixth. We got Apex Racing's Badass here in seventh after his pit stop, so he's not too far behind Jay Silva there. Nieder has come out in eighth place after his stop. THG's Corey GT35 here is up into ninth place here, and he is just trying to beat Ghost 45 out of pit lane here as he's coming around. He should get that done, I think. We did see him coming out before Ghost got around Clark's curve there, so Corey should stay in ninth, Ghost in 10th. We have Ricardo Pickles here in 11th. We've got Apex Racing's Bar 27 here in 12th place, and again, they're really taking a look at that car. You can see one guy taking a look at that front left wheel there. You had one guy just peeking underneath the race car there. So definitely having some form of mechanical issue is that Apex Racing car of Tattooed Freak right now. Hopefully those guys can get that thing sorted out and get it back on track. But right now they're looking a little perplexed as to what is going on with that car. So THG Pork in the lead with Method right behind his teammate here. And these guys are giving each other lots of room. Of course, they are teammates. Number one rule in racing, ladies and gentlemen, is you don't take out your teammates. So these guys are doing a great job here, staying very close together, and of course not interfering with each other's race at the same time. You can see Method's going to go up the inside, going to Druids. He's going to take the race lead from teammate Pork here. That's going to be like the 7th or 8th lead change now of the race, and it's our 6th race leader now, ladies and gentlemen, is Method. So been a lot of crazy lead changes so far today. This has been an interesting race. Serturo's up at the P3. We got Jay Stewart just in behind here in P4. Slass in P5. We've got Jay Silva here in P6. We got Apex Racing's Badass in P7. We got KCR Nieder here chasing in 8th place. We've got Corey chasing in 9th. Ghost 45 here holding out the top 10. Ricardo Pickles chasing in 11th. Apex Racing's Bar 27. And again, Tattooed Freak still sitting in pit lane there. They're still taking a peek at that car. So not looking good for the Apex Racing drivers. So many people trying to make passes in places they shouldn't be. Hey, it's a tough racetrack, that's for sure. And sometimes drivers maybe forcing the issue or maybe thinking that they've got the line going through, but definitely a little bit of aggression showing here at some points in the race, but it's racing, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are chasing for championship points, so they are going to send those cars around the racetrack the way they send them around the racetrack, and then we let it all get sorted out at the end of the day. So THG's Pork here in 2nd place as well, and he's just sitting right in behind his teammate there. So a little bit interesting here, as these guys were potentially on a one stop there, but from what I'm seeing, I think we're gonna have to see both those drivers stop yet here. Serturo in 3rd place. Again, Jay Stewart is just in behind here, about 2 seconds back. He's on a purple sector here right now, and Slass is actually the fastest man on the racetrack with a 122.457 currently. And speaking of, as he comes around here right now, turn 3, in 5th place, we got Jay Silva chasing in 6th. Apex Racing's Badass trying to chase Silva down, but now he's got Nieder closing in here, so Nieder is starting to pull in on the back end of Apex Racing's Badass here currently. THG's Corey GT35 here coming into turn 3 right now. Ghost 45 coming around Druids. We have Ricardo Pickles here in 11th, just coming into Paddock Hill Bend. And Apex Racing's Bar 27 just in front of Ghost 45 there, it looks like. And still that car being looked at there by the crew. So not looking good here for one of our drivers today, ladies and gentlemen, as he's got that car being looked at by his team. So we see THG's Method and Pork both come into pit lane. Jay Stewart has gotten around Sir Churro, and he's going to take the race lead back. So this is like our 8th or 9th race change or lead change here today, and the 4th time now that Jay Stewart has led the race here at Brands Hatch for round 6. So we have 9 laps remaining, including this one, lady. 10 laps? Yeah, 10 laps or 9 laps remaining, including this one, Jay, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, I can't do math today. It's very hard. Sir Churro here in second. So I think Sir Churro must have made a mistake at some point, because he's got a pretty good gap between him and the first place driver there. With Jay Stewart, Jay Silva here. Ooh, almost getting it wrong coming out of the Druids there. Very fortunate for that driver that he didn't get too much more power down on that artificial curbing and keeping the car underneath of him there. Apex Racing's badass, and he has Nieder all over him here coming into Cersei's here. So let's see what happens here as Nieder looks for a really big run there, and he gets it. He's going to go on the outside coming around this little kink here, and he's going to have the advantage going up into this long sweeping right-hander here. So Nieder is going to get ahead of Apex Racing's badass, but Apex Racing badass getting a better corner than Nieder there. Nieder overshooting that a little bit. He's going to get the job done back on Nieder, so he's going to take P4 back from Nieder. So here we go. Healthy little battle here between Apex Racing's badass and KCR Nieder right now for 4th and 5th places. We're coming through the last couple corners of the race here. And you can see Nieder's just tucked in behind here currently right now, and he's going to wait for another opportunity to try and get around Apex Racing's badass. So jump on board with Nieder here as he's trying to find a way around that Apex Racing Jaguar up in front of him there. And Badass doing a pretty good job. He's making sure that he's keeping that car on the apexes. He's not going to make it easy for Nieder to get around. And Nieder's just going to take a dive up the inside here, and a little bit of contact between the two drivers there. But Badass is going to hold that on the outside, but he's going to have the outside coming into Druids, and that's a tough spot to hold in the outside. And, ooh, he gets a great run there coming out. And, ooh, contact between the two drivers there as well, as Nieder got into the back of the Apex Racing driver there. And he goes around, so Nieder moving up into 4th place. And definitely driving hard today is this driver. We've seen him make touches on a few different drivers here so far on the track tonight. Method here in 5th place. We got Badass here in 6th. Some hard racing between those two drivers. And now he has Pork and Corey all over him here. So THG's Pork in 7th. We have Corey GT35 here in 8th. Slash in 9th. Ghost 45 coming up through Cersei's here in 10th. We've got Ricardo Pickles in 11th. We've got Bar 27 in 12th. And still they're looking at that car. They're looking very defeated in pit lane there as they're trying to figure out what's going on with that Apex Racing Jaguar right now in pit lane. So again, not looking too good there for that driver's chances to get that car back out on track here today. But right now the race lead does belong to Jay Stewart here from Rockefeller Racing. Sir Churro is chasing in 2nd place, and he's doing a really great job here in 2nd. He has about a 6-second gap currently, maybe a little less to the driver that is leading the race up in front. Jay Silva is starting to close in on Sir Churro a little bit here. He's on a purple sector as well, so Jay Silva's starting to pick up on that 2nd place driver. We might see a nice juicy little battle there. We've got KCR Nieder here in 4th place as well as he's coming around turn 3 there. We're going to be coming into Cersei's right now with this driver. So Nieder coming around Cersei's here right now, trying to chase those guys down up in front of him. We've got Method in 5th. We've got Apex Racing's Badass in 6th. We've got THG Pork in 7th. We've got Corey right in behind this driver here in 8th. Slash 89. Oh no, and he is in the grass. You can see that car having some trouble there. We've got Ghost 45 coming up in behind him. Ghost is going to go up the inside there, coming into Cersei's, and Slash 89 and making a mistake coming around turn 3 there. Get that car spun around, and now he's chasing Ghost 45 here for that position back. Pickles here in 11th. We got Bar 27 now in pit lane here as well, and not looking too good there for both those Apex Racing cars right now, as maybe similar issues happening from those two drivers. The team definitely has to get that sorted out in the holiday break here and get those cars back in tip-top running shape for these drivers so they can get back at the racing at hand here. Jay Stewart in the lead. Silva's now up into second place. Serturo having to make a pit stop there, so that's going to give KCR Nieder third place here. Method in fourth, chasing. THG's Pork is just behind there in fifth, with Corey in sixth. Serturo here coming out. He's going to come out in seventh place, just ahead of Apex Racing's Badass. Apex Racing Badass coming right down Paddock Hill Bend in behind him. And he's going to have some momentum here, but Serturo coming out on fresh tires, cold fresh tires though. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to stick with these two for a minute and see if Badass can get around there. We got some cars coming up in behind. That was Sloss 89 we seen there coming up in behind these two drivers around turn 3, so he must have got around Gold 45 again. And then on that, we just see Gold 45 get back around Sloss. There's a little battle maybe happening there between those two drivers. In 9th and 10th place there. We'll go check on that in a second here. We just wanted to see if there was going to be a move attempt here from Badass, but it looks like he's just sitting in behind Serturo at the moment. Goes 45 here coming around in 9th. We got Ricardo has grabbed 10th place as well on Slash, so Slash must have made a mistake here, dropping 2 positions now down into 11th place here. And again, 2 of those Apex Racing cars now sitting in pit lane with the teams looking at them. So we have 5.5 laps remaining, 4.5 laps remaining, chat. Sorry, pardon me. As we're with our leader Jay Stewart here, and you can see Jay Silva's not too far behind him here. A little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 3 there, so he did a pretty good job of keeping that underneath of him, but that's going to lose him some time to the race leader up in front. So Jay Silva has a pretty good healthy lap lead on KCR Nieder here in third place as well. So our 3 podium drivers currently on the racetrack, all separated by about 8 to 10 seconds apart from each other here right now. We have Method here in 4th place, and he's just coming up through Cert C, so he's got the whole straightaways distance worth of time to make up on the 3rd place driver KCR Nieder. We have THG's Pork here in 5th place, and Corey GT35 here in 6th. We've got Serturo here in 7th place, with Apex Racing's Badass still chasing here in right behind. We've got Ghost 45 in 9th place, and he's just coming down that point there where those drivers just went into. We have Ricardo Pickles just coming into Cert C's here right now. Slash 89 here in 11th, and again, those 2 drivers looking like they're done for the day here, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't look like those cars are going to make it back out on the track this week, so super unfortunate there for the Apex boys. Nieder probably aggravated every driver he passed today, driving like a ticked off teenager. That's why we have stewards. Go get them, boys. Head up, Apex. Jay Silva has a sexy name. The THG train's back. Alright, so Jay Stewart in the lead here. Let's see where that gap is now to Silva. Silva is closing that up a little bit here as we're coming into Cert C. So Jay Stewart may be making a little bit of a mistake that's allowed Silva now to pick some time up on him. Nieder here in 3rd place, Method in 4th, we've got Pork in 5th, we've got Corey in 6th, so Team THG 4th, 5th, and 6th place here currently on the racetrack as well. Serturo in 7th, we've got Apex Racing's Badass here in 8th chasing. Ghost 45 coming around Druids right now in 9th, and he's got a little bit of space between the 2 drivers ahead of him. Ricardo Pickles here in 10th, and he's got a little bit of space to catch up to Ghost 45 up there in 9th. Slash 89 here in 11th. So they have one issue for sure there on the track, and ooh, a little wiggle there as well. So some tough racing here for some of the guys. Some tough days out there on the racetrack today at Brands Hatch. That is for sure. We haven't done our onboard lap with our race leader yet, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to jump on board with Jay Stewart as he comes around Brands Hatch here on lap 32 of 35. So we have 4 laps remaining as he just comes into turn 2 here, the Druids. You can see he's just going to hum this thing right around the apex, get on the exit late. He's just going to push him out right into the curb there. He's going to move over, clip this curb. He's going to try and catch this apex and again float out wide, use all that track there, try to use as much momentum as possible. Coming into Cert C's here, he's just going to brake and just kind of coast around the corner, little tap if he needs to on the brake to keep the car in line, and then on the throttle as soon as you know that you have the angle right coming up the hill there from Cert C's. And then here's just a big long run, and you're kind of just tapping the brake and letting off here. You're kind of just letting the car roll through, and then you're back on the throttle. Late apex here is going to pull you out around right before the 15-meter board. You're just going to tap it. Downshift, you're going to roll through the apex, upshift a little bit here. He stays opposite, stay in 3rd gear. So going to come around here in 3rd gear. This is a blind corner. This is a lot of muscle memory and just experience with that corner on Brands Hatch to be able to get it right 35 times in a row. especially here today. So, and I'm coming around into clearways. Just clipping a little bit of that curb there, let it roll out, not too far out. You get caught up in that grass, it'll suck you in. It's quicksand over there. And then, of course, Clark's curve, and he's going to be starting lap 33 here. So, great racing here so far by all our guys. We're going to go take a little quick peek through our field here, see if we have anything brewing immediately here. We have Corey and Method fairly close together, nose to tail there. Other than that, we're not seeing a whole lot happening here. So with that being said, let's bring up the standings. Oh, let's update the standings. Let's get you guys the right ones. That's the standings from Elite last night. There we go. Alright, so this is after 4 rounds, not 5 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that are saying, why is there such a little amount of points on the board, is because these guys are missing a round of points due to a race that just kind of got cleared. Flora Caesar coming in with that thumbs up as well. So Apex Racing's Badass coming in to lead this round with 70 points. Serturo in second with 63. Nieder in third with 60. Method in fourth with 51. Jay Stewart in fifth with 48. Ricardo in sixth with 46. Cheater Tom in 7th with 38, Bar 27 in 8th with 36, Corey GT35 in 9th with 34, Pork is rounding out our top 10 there with 33 points. So those are our top 10 drivers for our Pro Division here. So again, you can see the race missed by Nieder and Jay Stewart, hurting both those drivers in the standings coming into round 6 here at Brands Hatch. So we're coming around with just 2 to go here at this point, ladies and gentlemen. And Jay Stewart's looking very comfortable in the lead there. Silva is behind him. He's not too far behind him. He is still there. If Jay Stewart makes a mistake, he is close enough to potentially take advantage of that mistake. And we've seen that in the Elite race last night. KCR Nieder here in 3rd place. We did see the leader in the Elite race have a moment to lose the win with just a few laps to go in the race. So anything can happen here. THG's Pork in 4th place with 5th place driver Method now. He's gotten back around Corey GT35. So these two have been swapping 5th and 6th place back the last couple laps. Serturo here in 7th with Apex Racing's Badass in 9th as he's coming around here to start lap 34. We got Ghost 45 coming around here as well to start lap 34. Ricardo Pickles is just coming into clearways here, so he'll be starting his lap 34 shortly. And Slash 89 here rounding out the final of our drivers still on the racetrack and running. 2 drivers looking like they've retired those cars for the day due to some form of issue, potentially maybe the same issue as it is 2 Apex Racing cars here today. So the team is going to have to get together. They're going to have to put their information together and figure out what's going on with those Jaguars in pit lane. Jay Stewart still in the lead. Jay Silva coming around here with a half-second track limit penalty, so that's unfortunate there for him. Nieder in 3rd. We got Pork in 4th. Method in 5th with Corey chasing here still in 6th. Serturo 7th. Apex Racing's Badass not too far behind there in 8th. Ghost 45 in 9th. Ricardo Pickles with Slash catching up there in 10th, and Slash is starting to gain on Pickles here. So with our race leader here, we're just coming around Druids, we're coming into turn 3, and we're going to stick with our race leader. There's no real battling happening on the racetrack here at the end of the race. These guys have pretty much sorted themselves out around the racetrack here, I think. So we're going to stick with Jay Stewart here as he comes around. Cersei's on his final lap here. And just a few more corners to go for this driver, and he locks in another race victory here this week, or this season. So let's see what he can do here as he's coming around, and it's just a long sweeping corner here. You can see he's still got a little bit of tire left there on this race car for this final lap here, so that's good news for Jay Stewart here. You can see his times have been quite consistent here too as well today, so he's been putting in some good quality laps at Brands Hatch here today, and ultimately the consistency is probably what's gotten him up to the front of the race here today. And we're not going to say it quite yet because he is not crossed that start-finish line yet. We still have clearways in Clark's Curve, and we all know that this corner can bite you if you get it wrong. So, nope, it looks like he's got it all right and tight, and it is going to be race win here for round 6 for Jay Stewart from Rockefeller Racing. Jay Silva is going to come around here. Great race from him again this week here for Team High Pre. He's going to come around with a P2 finish. Got Nieder coming around here, and that's going to be a P3 there for Nieder. THG's Pork here in 4th place as well, and he's just coming around clearways right now, and he has his teammates not too far behind him there with Method and Corey as well. So Pork coming around here, he's going to grab a P4 finish here today. Yes, he is. Method's going to come around for P5, and Corey GT35 going to come around for P6. So Team THG finishing 4th, 5th, and 6th there. Serturo's coming around here. He's going to grab a P7 for himself here. So good racing here by Serturo today as well. Apex Racing's badass. He's going to take a P8. Ghost 45, he's going to come around here in a P9. We've got Slash 89 has managed to get around Ricardo Pickles here. And is he going to hold that top 10 position down here in his debut today? Tough race here for GVG Slash today, but going to come out with a top 10 finish here in his first race of the season. So great job by him as he comes through here in 10th place. Ricardo Pickles is going to finish 11th, and then it's going to be Bar 27 in 12th and Tattooed Freak in 13th. Of course, Bar 27 coming in later in the race with whatever his car issue was there, and of course just having to retire early. Congratulations, podium sitters. Great race. Way to go, Team THG. Solid drive, gentlemen. That was fantastic racing by everybody. And, it looks like the team gets the car out here right at the end of the race. So, just a little too late there for these guys. But it does seem like they got that car sorted out there for Apex Racing's Tattooed Freak. So, congratulations to Jay Stewart, Jay Silva, and KCR's Nader, ladies and gentlemen. That was some great racing right there by these guys. And 122.274 is fastest lap on track, and that does belong to KCR's Nader. So a bonus point on top of the 3rd place finish for this driver as well today. So great driving here by all the drivers on the racetrack. And with that being said, it's podium screen time, chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's some good racing. There was a lot going on there in all sorts of different spots on that racetrack. Some great battling happening again in the mid-pack. We see lots of great battling in the mid-pack from all our divisions here. Tons and tons of lead changes and position swaps due to different pit strategies. We've seen a huge amount of varying pit strategies here today. At Brands Hatch as well in the Pro Division. A little more varying than we've seen in the Elite Division the night before, of course, too. So we're just going to go jump in the chat here. We're going to wait for any of the drivers to pop on in here. And for the drivers, it is all the way at the bottom of the Discord and FOR. It says General Voice Chat, Post-Race Interviews. That is where the interviews will take place if any of you are going to jump in. I gotta quit looking at memes, chat. Quit looking at memes. Alright, how's everybody doing today while we wait for our podium drivers? Jake Batty coming in with that heart as well. Much love, my guy. Hope you're doing well over there across the pond tonight, my dude. Or very early morning for you now. You should be sleeping. Get your beauty rest, my guy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're just waiting. We're just, you always give these guys a few minutes to get themselves all collected up and get in. So we do have Just Gaming in here. We should see Jay Stewart, and I'm not sure about Nader. Just a uno momento here. We'll go like a this. This guy, and we go like a this. Where's the other one? Alright, it's a different name in Discord. Never mind. Are you not in Discord, Nader? Well, maybe Nader's not in Discord. Yes, I know, Just Gaming. That's because I haven't turned my audio on yet, brother. Just be patient, my guy. Alright, we're going to give about another minute, and then we'll start talking to our second place driver, since he's our only driver currently in the chat. We may see Jay Stewart come in. I know he was intending on coming in for interview here tonight, so sleep is for the weak, says Apex Jakey. Hey, Kyle Pate coming in with that thumbs up. Pate Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, over there on Facebook Gaming. Definitely go check him out. Does lots of iRacing and a fellow Rockefeller Racing team member as well. Gotta go check him out. He is really good. So yeah, next time you guys see Pate Motorsports on Facebook, go check them out. Then I am weak. You guys are funny. All right, so we're gonna bring up our third place driver here, Casey Arneider. Now, Casey Arneider had an eventful race here today. He had an incident there in turn one, went off on Paddock Hill Bend, and then drove extremely hard trying to find his way back up through the field, and recovers quite well here with a P3 finish today. So. We're just gonna go check to see if he's kicking in the chatsies. He's not. All right, so we'll just skip past Neater for the time being here, and we'll move up to our second place driver here, Jay Silva. So he is our second place driver, and this was his second race of the season. So pretty good driving here so far in your first two races here at Flat Out Racing, Mr. Silva. Congratulations on a very solid drive here again for your second race of the season here with a P2 finish. Why don't you talk us through it here? How was the racing for you this week?
So it's been pretty eventful, but I was actually a bit nervous for this race mainly because I didn't do any practice whatsoever because I was busy with like real life work and stuff like that. But yeah, I got into a little bit of practice on the day, like a few hours prior, and the main thing for me was I know I wasn't gonna be quick. Like at least in my head, I don't think I was as quick as I know that I can be. So my main thing, like my ace on my sleeve, was mainly the strategy. Because at that track, I saw how much the tire and the fuel was, and I know there's gonna be a difficult track. So everyone wants to go all out at the beginning and try and get into some clean air. So I was hoping, which actually turns out that it was the case, that they did a two stop, so that's why I was very cautious at the beginning, not really trying to like make overtakes, but I was trying to defend as much as I can to waste their time on the track. And I mean, the strategy worked out. We got second. Was close to Stewart, but yeah, he was just too quick. He was just too quick today. But yeah, he did very well. So big shout out to him and Nieder for the fastest lap as well. So I was close to stealing it, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Absolutely, and I mean, Casey Arneider and Jay Stewart both not making the race there last weekend at Interlagos, and both those guys were first and second in the championship standings going into that race last week too as well. So everybody was able to gain some points advantage on them, but then they come back and they show why they are on the top of the standings here in the Pro Division. So coming in for your second race of the season and just starting to get familiar with the division, of course, all the drivers on track, you know, the racing styles and all those things. Again, another solid podium finish here back to back for you. So. Good start for you. Unfortunately, it might be a little too late for unfortunately coming in midway through the season. But if you can continue to run in podium positions here, you're going to place yourself pretty well, I think, in the overall standings this season. So, what's your goal, I guess, coming into round seven in the new year here for Flat Out Racing with 4 rounds left?
Well, at this point in time, I think the best thing is to like, especially in my situation, is to have this sort of mindset to where don't have really any expectations. And I had the same idea for the first race. I had the same idea for the second race here today. But yeah, it just and like it puts a lot of pressure off of me because I don't want to go into this with expectations saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get a podium. Oh, I'm gonna get like first place twice in the rest of the races. I want to get top 5 in the standings." Because when I set those goals, especially when coming into the middle, anything can happen. Like the championship is still up for grabs, so, and knowing me, I spent out a lot as it showed in Interlagos. So it's just I'm not gonna have any sort of expectations. I'm just gonna see how it goes, and I'm gonna be happy with the result no matter what. But yeah, I do want to say apologies for last week for my absence of the interviews. Had a little bit of connectivity issues on my end, so apologize for that. But again, thanks for bringing it up. Actually, yeah. I Well, for me, it's just to have the right mindset. Like everyone has that expectation to where it's like um they know that they can do a certain time with a different car, but you just gotta feel the car. You gotta put some time out to see just how the car handles on a certain track and just how like it affects, especially with the tire wear, because I know downforce is very difficult with these cars. So the tire is going to be working a little bit overtime on each of these corners. But um, but yeah, it's just I think it's just going to be a lot of practice. Just don't over practice yourself. Just try and have like a good management of how much you do. But yeah, I think it's just understanding the car, knowing the car, facing its weaknesses, but trying to find the opportunity to turn them into positives. And I think that's going to be one of the key decisions for next week.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, we're on break. Obviously, all the drivers now get a
Oh, right.
chance
Sorry. Yeah.
to go to their families, spend Christmas, of course, with families. The crews, work hard to keep the cars up to snuff week in and week out. I mean, it's a rigorous 10-week season here at Flat Out Racing. So, just a great job racing from you, and it's glad to see you on track and competing real hard with these guys up here in the Pro Division. It's not an easy division, and you're holding your own really well so far in your early season. So shout outs and thank yous, my guy.
Well, appreciate you as well for your time. So, want to say thank you as well because I mean we did co-commentary for a race back in Gran Turismo Sport, and it just shows that like it doesn't matter if you're driving, doesn't matter if you're hosting, doesn't matter if you're commentating. We all have like that positive feedback, especially with the community. It's just everyone is just good at what they do and very positive about everything. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of the like incidents during the races, and it could put some bad blood sometimes. But it's all good competition. So, but yeah, the main thing I'm trying to say is that the community. There's a big shout out to the community. Of course, big shout out to Hyperi as well for accepting me in. But yeah, it's just everyone. It just made me feel welcomed, and that's the main thing. So
Absolutely.
very
Well,
happy
then,
about that.
that's fantastic. I mean, that's obviously what the goal is. We want everybody to feel welcome and feel part of the community and the family, and just go out and have some good fun racing. So, again, P2 finish. Congratulations on a great race from you today, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at Fuji.
Thank you so much. See you then.
Thank you. Yes, and of course, thank you for again coming in and giving us a little extra of your time tonight as well. We do appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
All right. We still don't have Mr. KCR Neater here, unfortunately, but we do see our race winner here in our interview box now. So we'll go ahead and we're going to jump up and speak with Jay Stewart here. And if Neater does pop in before the interviews are finished, we'll, of course, go over and give him his time on the mic as well. So, interesting race from you. You were on a two-stop strategy today, Jay Stewart, LJ Super Ninja, for those of you that know him via his other name, of course. And was that your strategy coming into the race right from the get-go? Was to be running that two-stop today?
First, can you hear me? All right, perfect. Yeah, so coming into this, it was definitely a two-stop for me. The 35 laps, doing a one-stop, knowing myself I can't keep tires that long, so I automatically went straight to a two-stop and figuring out laps on softs and mediums, and then finally got a dead set strategy.
Again, we've seen a multitude of different varying two-stop style strategies. We've even seen a couple of the drivers that go for the one-stop strategy. Of course, the driver that just finished up in behind you in second place, there was the highest finisher on the one-stop drivers. There was only a couple, but uh, he was very close all race long. So I guess when you have a two-stop versus a one-stop strategy in races like this, I mean, how do you got to execute that two-stop strategy to stay ahead of those one-stop guys?
Mainly just keeping your pace, being very consistent. I got lucky when I got in traffic. It was only for one or two laps, and I rather passed them or they went in pits. So for me, it was just keeping those consistent 22s, high 22s, low 23s, and just keep getting those laps after laps after laps, while also not pushing too much to wear my tires down too quick to meet my pit distances, but also enough to keep a nice gap between the dude behind me.
Absolutely, and of course you were unable to get the car on the racetrack there at Interlagos last week, and you were sitting in second overall in the standings going into that race, and then coming into this week, of course, missing those vital points, you find yourself now sitting in fourth place overall in the standings, and a few points behind the current leader, Apex Racing's Badass. Good finish over him. You got 7 spots on him today, so it's going to help you gain the points. So it should put you right back up in the battle for the championship points lead here going into the new year, January 7th. So, what's your approach over the last 4 rounds now as you move forward?
To get some actual practice in. I think it's going to be crucial coming into these final races. On If you don't practice, you might have fatal flaws that like badass or neater might get over me. So I'm definitely going to make time to do practice to keep my tires longer and my pace up.
Absolutely, and I mean, for the most part, we didn't really see you, really, like you said, having to really battle all that much. When you did seem to catch up to a driver, either they were just pitting in, or you were able to really just get around them really quickly. So, a fairly uneventful race. Does that help when you're trying to win races? Of course, not having to really hard battle all the way around the racetrack.
For sure. I mean, at Barcelona, well, I mean, it hasn't been streamed, but you lose more tire wear fighting. You're taking tighter lines. You're taking wide, like it wears on the tires harder. But being alone, you don't have dirty air. You don't over push seeing someone behind you. So it definitely keeps you consistent and in fresh air.
Absolutely, and I mean, looking really great out there on the racetrack. Again, showing good consistency. It really is hard to say, ladies and gentlemen, chat, who has the best shot at winning the Pro Division this season. There are so many good drivers here. We see different podium finishers almost every single week in the Pro Division here. I mean, yeah. I mean, how do you approach that, knowing that one bad race? What is the approach, I guess, when you're thinking about that?
You just have to keep a calm mind, not overthink about it. I mean, during the race, it's very crucial to keep a clear mind. Don't overthink. Just let your mind drive. And I think that's crucial is not to fall under the pressure.
Absolutely, and again, like I was just saying to Mr. Silva a few minutes ago, the last week and of course this week's racetrack not the best suited racetracks for these bigger Jaguar GT3 cars. So, in my opinion, getting probably two of the toughest tracks for this particular race car out of the way here this season. Now we move into some bigger tracks where this car really gets to use what it's designed for. It's got some big straights and a little bit of technical, but for the most part, it's mid to high speed cornering at Fuji. So, how do you think that the racing is going to change now on these bigger open racetracks at the end of the season?
I think strategies are going to change a lot. Like today, how you saw a lot of diversity in strategies. So hopefully, with these bigger tracks, it makes more freedom for different strategies, which will make the racing a lot more fun. Also, it can hurt us on if it's a long one stop. Like I think Fuji will be the sweepers are just going to tear up tires. So it's really hard to tell now before practicing the tracks and getting a run through. But I don't know. It's gonna be nice to see in the future. It's really gonna be close.
Absolutely, and I mean another great drive. This is, I believe, your second win of the season now, if I'm not mistaken.
It's my first win.
Oh, it is your first win. Okay, so my apologies. We have seen Stewart on the podium. I just wasn't sure if it was if he's won any other races yet this season. But first win for Jay Stewart. So congratulations on the first win for Flat Out Racing as well. And anything you want to add to that?
I just want to give a big thanks to all the drivers out there. I mean, we put in hours of practice day in and day out, so takes time out your day. A big thanks to GTR Simulators, Apex Racing, and you. And another big thanks to Jake Batty. I mean, he pushes me to be quicker every day. He keeps my mind clear. He helps me when I'm doing wrong. He helps me be quicker. So massive thanks to Jake.
Hey, and we love that. And absolute cheers. And again, just a great race from you here today. and you come out victorious on the top of the podium. So again, thank you for taking the extra time out of your week to come back and chat with us here and give your point of view of the race. And enjoy it moving into the holiday season. Are you going to be taking a little break from the racetrack for a couple weeks, just going to chill with the family, or are you going to be working hard on trying to get that car ready for round 7?
It's going to be a nice mix. I mean, I'm going to take about a week break, but other than that, got to get back on the grind. Can't let the other people over practice me, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can't. You're definitely not wrong there. Well, there we have it. You know, some of our drivers, they're not even taking a break. You know, they're going to be in the shops. They're going to be on the computers. They're going to be looking at all that racing information. They're going to be putting these things on the dynos. They're going to be tweaking it and checking every bolt and making sure every part in these race cars are in pristine condition moving into the final 4 rounds of the season. So, like I said, a little bit of break for the teams and their families, but boy, oh boy, the hard work is only just beginning, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter 2023 with only 4 weeks left. So, congratulations to all our drivers. Congratulations to the podium guys, Mr. Silva and Mr. Stewart. Thank you so much again for your time today, guys. And super unfortunate we don't have our third place driver here with us today, but next week's a new week, and we'll have to see who ends up on the top 3 steps in the field over there in the pro division. So much love, guys, and again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that does conclude the interview portion of our broadcast here tonight, and we are banging on time today, Chad. I am very impressed with myself. I mean, we have been almost to the minute of how I like to see these broadcasts go throughout the week here. So great job. Thank you to the drivers for giving us the extra time to come in and talk to us and being uber prompt about it. It's super late for these guys. I mean, we're talking 10, 11 o'clock at night for these gentlemen on a Monday evening. So much love to the drivers through all the divisions that take the extra time and come and talk to us after the races. We love talking to them. We love picking their brains. We love hearing what they have to say, and they like coming out and talking to you guys, the viewers, the fans. So yeah, I mean, some great racing there by the pro guys. Lots of stuff happening on the racetrack, all over the racetrack, and I mean, we should expect to see much of the same for the next 2 divisions that we're going to be broadcasting here this week as well. So tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, again 9 p.m. Eastern time here at GT45 Gaming and Flat Out Racing North America, we will be broadcasting the Pro Am 1 lobby. And pretty big, juicy, full grid through all our fields here this week. So expect to see some more really great battling and some pretty, I'm assuming, crazy action here at Brands Hatch for our Pro-Am 1 lobby tomorrow night. I mean, huge love to Flat Out Racing North America, the staff and everybody behind the scenes that keeps this thing going week in and week out. Huge love to all the volunteers and the workers, the track officials, the stewards, and everybody over here in the United Kingdom at Brands Hatch for letting us absolutely rip up their amazing racetrack all week long and put on some great racing for the fans. I mean, what else can we say? A huge special thank you, of course, to the title sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a huge round of applause for GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team coming in supporting this league the way they have. It's just absolutely added the fuel to the fire for each of the divisions. To our drivers, has given them just fire in their belly to give it everything they've got and just put it all on the line this season. So much love, of course, to the sponsors. High Pre Graphics, I mean, huge love to them. They make the broadcast look amazing every single week, updating these graphics for us, making sure everything is exactly up to professional standards that High Pre Graphics is, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are amazing. They do amazing work. They're very quick and prompt. So if you're looking for graphics, you're looking for overlays, you're looking for anything that is a computer graphic need, ladies and gentlemen, hit High Pre up. These guys are quick and super friendly, super friendly. So yeah, if you're in the need of some streaming graphics or some league graphics or some decals, whatever the case may be for your sim racing games, or your sim racing broadcast, High Pre is definitely somebody to put on your list of people to contact. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you all these amazing races here so far in 2022. We've only got 2 left, chat. 2 big flat out racing races left for this year, and we're going to finish it off with our Pro-Am 1 and Pro-Am 2s. Wednesday will be the Pro-Am 2 lobby as well, ladies and gentlemen, and at the end of that broadcast, we will have an announcement made from Flat Out Racing North America as well. So something a little extra here at the end of the broadcast this week. And yeah, I think that about covers it. Some crazy racing, some different strategies. A couple of guys having some issues with the race cars this week, and they just couldn't get them to stay on track all race long. But you know, that's racing. Cars break down, and drivers don't necessarily always have the best race or the best day. And that's what makes racing fun, because you just never know who's going to win from one day to the next, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you haven't liked and shared the stream out yet, or yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it. We're not even gonna bother with it, because I'm just tying my tongue together here today. It's just been a hectic day, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize about the little bit of a space brain that the commentator has had tonight. But hey, such is life. It's holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we are literally 5 days away from Christmas, chat. 5 days. With that being said, you know, we're celebrating, we're having fun. We may have family over, we may have people from out of town. We may be traveling out of town. We maybe are celebrating with staff parties or personal parties. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, we want to see everybody get home safe and sound. It is wintertime here, especially in North America. You know, the snow's on the ground, so please, 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 ladies and gentlemen, let's use our brains out there. Let's not drink and drive. Let's make sure we have a safe way home. There's cabs, there's limousines, there's hotel rooms. I'm sure there's a spare room at your friend's place or your mom and dad's place that you can stay instead of jumping in your car and making a risky decision, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, life isn't a racetrack. It's more of a pit strategy. You have to do it proper. You have to think about it right. And if every mistake you make sets you back. So we just want to see all the kids, the boys, the girls, the moms, the dads, the grandmas, and everybody in between make it home for the holidays this season. Get that all-important family time in. It's been a tough couple of years for everybody around the world, and we have the freedom to be able to spend the time with our families like we're used to. So take full advantage of it, ladies and gentlemen. But let's do it smart. Let's make good decisions out there this holiday season. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, stay winning, because you all matter. And we'll see you all tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our Pro-Am 1 lobby. Be safe. We love you. And we'll see you all very soon.